Hi guys and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to talk about some privacy policy of Cursor and which is very important. So let me just tell you one thing that Cursor uh, may store your data, right, and may use your data, right, and when you are using Cursor, so you are giving him the acknowledgement that okay, you can use my data because they have already mentioned these things in privacy policy, right? So we'll directly jump to the what all data they are collecting, right? So personal data we collect. Okay, so they are saying that okay, we collect the following category of personal data. Category A, personal data you provide to us directly. Now, what do they mean by directly? So basically, we collect data that if you create an account on our services. So see, they are saying openly that okay, if you have created account on our services, it means that we will collect your data, right? We collect personal data if you create account on our services and to commute with us, right? Whatever it is, what all things they persist, right? So account information, right, such as your name, email address, right, or whatever it is. Then payment information, we collect the payment information to seek access and paid projects or services, whatever it is, right? Inputs and suggestions, right, so they collect that as well. Communication information, they collect that, like name, contact information, whatever it is, right? Then feedback that you provide us, they collect that as well in the category A. Category B, personal data we receive from your use of service. So category A was that the data which we were directly giving them, right? Category B is that the data which automatically goes to them when we are using their services, right? Automatically, what data goes? Device information, right? Device information may be like how you install access and your service, whatever it is, like operating device type, browser information, operating system information, mobile network or ISP, right? Whatever it is, everything goes to them. IP address and all, maybe I'm assuming it might be going, of course. Log information, we collect the information about services performing, how, including your IP address. See, I told you, including your IP address, like browser type and setting, or the error logs, or like other ways, whatever you, however you are interacting with the service, everything is getting logged, right? Uses data, we collect such like dates and time. Uses you like when you are using it, what time you are using it, right? Your browsing history, search information, right? Links that we have clicked, the links that we have clicked, it is getting to their you are giving this data to them, right? Page you view, the other information, how like all these things are going to their things, right? Cookies and similar technologies, so cookies are also their location information, they are taking our location information as well, right? So when we are using their services, so they are taking our location information as well, right? So now information we do not collect, what information they do not collect? So any personal information such as genetic data, biometric data for purpose of unique identification, natural person, health information they are not collecting, religious information they are not collecting. Additionally, yeah. So the underage they are not collecting, I guess, as per whatever they have written. I don't know, right? So yeah, how now second point is, so this was like what all information they are collecting and what all information they are not collecting, right? And what all information they are collecting automatically and what all information they are collecting when you are using their services. Second point comes how we use your personal data, how they are using our personal data, right? So basically they are using our personal data to provide and maintain the service, including the optional features such as enhanced user experience, right? So they are using our data to enhance functionality and user experience. Okay, Ji. To create, manage administrator account, right? To, of course, to manage your administrator account, and if you have any queries, right, so they can respond accordingly, right? Suppose if you have any query regarding your payment failure or your renewation plan or whatever it is, so they are just keeping your data to give you correct resolution for that particular query that you have, right? To improve and develop the service, to conduct research, right? Of course they need to do research a lot, right? They need to research a lot to make their models better, right? So for that purpose also they are using your personal data, right? how to commute with us, like communication and all those things, right? And then prevent, detect, and investigate the fraud and abuse. Wala puff for that also they are collecting our data, right? They're using it over there. That okay, if this is a fraud account or a legal account or whatever it is, right? To comply with any legal obligation and protect the rights, safety, privacy, and property of the users. They are collecting our data. Okay. Investigate and resolve disputes and security issue, whatever it is. So therefore, for all these purposes, they are collecting our data. How we share personal data? How we share personal data? Now they are sharing some personal data also. Not only they're collecting, but they're sharing as well, right? Again, you should see, again, this is something which you should always know. If you are using something, you should always read this privacy, that okay, how and like what all things they are collecting and how they are using it, right, for you, in the favor of you, right? Now, we may disclose your personal data in the following circumstances. They may disclose in the following circumstances, where service provider or business partner. So you can go, right, business transfer. In case of business transfer, they may right, legal complaints and protection of rights, they may share, right, affiliates, they may share, third party services and integration, they may share, business account administrator. Again, you have to read this complete, I'm just giving you a gist, right? And to other users, third party, you share information with with your consent. Again, with my consent they can do, right? And yeah, retention, security, your rights and choices. Yeah, so you can read our rights, what are our rights and our choices, right? So yeah, just go and read about this. Now, how so see, if you are working with Cursor, right, and suppose you are in a company, you're in a company and you're working with Cursor, right? So one thing I would recommend you to do in the settings part over here, right, in the settings part, we have they removed it? I don't know. They have removed it, I guess. Here we have in the general, if it is there. Yeah, so in the general we have this privacy mode. In my case, it is turned off, right? Because we have a that team account, right? So your data will not be trained or used to improve the product. So yeah, so we have separate options over here. You want to enable or disable it, right? So if you enable the privacy mode, what will happen eventually is that your data, they will not store your data such as code and everything, right? So they will not store that part, right? And they will you will be in a privacy mode, right? So just enable this privacy mode from here, and then you can use your data, then you can use your code, and then you can do whatever you want to do, right? So yep, I guess that was it for the privacy mode part, but I will still recommend, again I would recommend to read all these points, to read all the privacy and security part of the Cursor, like what they are using and what they're not using in detail, and then accordingly you would use the Cursor better, right? So yes, I guess that's it for this video, and we'll meet you again in the other video with a new topic. Thank you, bye bye, and take care.